What's good, everybody? It's Parlay with Jay. Today, I'm going to break down how I made $500 this weekend in sports betting. This is my first parlay here. The NBA playoffs it's a good and a bad thing. It's good because you can definitely see more trends because it's consistent matchups. It can be bad sometimes because you have adjustments for the team and you just have to anticipate if the coach is good enough to make that adjustment, or if the star player can kind of think the game while playing, as far as making adjustments, changing, controlling tempo and pace and whatnot. So let's look at this first one here. I sent this one out to the group. You can go back here. Let's see here. Yep. See, it was open here, and I placed this parlay, and then it hit here. I know that they were at home. I know that the home team was going to play better. Players are going to hit open shots. Checked out the lines. You know what I like to do. 3 legs. I'd say at least over 300. Spencer Dinwiddie over 3 assists. Brunson over 3 assists. And Cleveland over 7.5 points. So at least 8. And that $45 wager yielded me $236. And then you can see I hit on another 2 here this weekend. I placed a singular one. The line, you gotta, sometimes you gotta stalk these lines. Spencer over 8.5 points, Brunson over 3 assists, over 2.5 assists, at least 3, and Spencer Dinwiddie at least 3. Odds of 30, I kind of scaled down. So I took along some other parlays, but wager 30 paid 108, and then Brunson, I knew he wasn't going to keep having an off game. Brunson's a really good player. Unbelievable what he can do for his height, against longer defenders, and just how he creates space and gets good angles for shots, and he'll shoot that mid range too, which is unbelievable. Luka, his line was inflated because Luka dropped 45 and 30. So I took the under here, and I knew Jason Kidd was going to change the offense, which he did. He took Luka off the ball a little more. You saw the ball in Brunson's hands a little more and Spencer hands a little more. And get Luka some easier shots and get everybody else touches, which led to Dorian Finney-Smith having a good offensive game, putting up some shots, right? Had a good game from 3. So that's a sneaky leg if you want to parlay that. But I took him here as a power forward for at least 4.5 rebounds, over 4.5 rebounds. So I'm also going to share with y'all what I'm looking at today. If you come over here to my other screen here, you can just kind of see what games we have on the slate for today. NBA and schedule. Okay, so we have Boston playing Milwaukee, and then we have Memphis playing Golden State. So, whenever a team they had Milwaukee again, so Milwaukee's still a home team, right? So I'm looking at for the role players that have another good game here, and looking for the role players that struggle again, kind of in Boston. And here we know Ja Morant's out, which has an effect on Golden State's offense more than what people would think about just the role players on Memphis, because that means they don't have that many players to guard as much, which means they conserve more energy, which means they can probably be more accurate in their shooting. So I look for Steph and Clay to have a good game here. In Memphis, we know Bane's going to have to put up more points. Desmond Bane, who's a really good player in my opinion. I think Jaren Jackson's going to struggle a little more because he's going to need somebody to give him the ball, even though Tyus Jones is a really underrated backup point guard. So I would definitely say kind of look for the assist on Tyus may be kind of sneaky. He has a really good assist to turnover ratio, one of the best in the league, actually. Dylan Brooks should be back. So he's going to have to play a little more offense. So I would say look out for that. But let's come over here to this first parlay I'm gonna share with y'all. Back over to this other screen. I'm gonna kind of break down a parlay I have here for the Boston Milwaukee game. Okay. So let's come over here, new share. Let's come back over here to my second desktop. Okay. So if you look at this situation here, I have, as I like to do, I have my 3-leg parlay, odds over 300, so odds for 340 plus. And I have Giannis over 28.5 and Drew Holiday over 19.5. Okay, so I'm looking at a couple of things here. Okay, so let's talk about Bobby Portis. Really good player, underrated player, can shoot the 3-ball and post up. I thought the line was kind of a steal because they dropped the line down because he had 9 points the previous game, but he shot 1 of 4 from 3 that game. And the game before that, he put up 13. He was 0 of 2 from 3. And Bobby can give you 2 threes a game very easily. Okay. Only thing I'm concerned about is his minutes has gone down. So far in the Celtics series, it was 32, 26, 25. But I like him for at least 10 points. His season average was 14.6 on 28 minutes. Okay, so I think definitely after Giannis, put up 42 last game. I think that Giannis is gonna have to get the ball out of his hands and get into the shoes a little more. But let's break down that Giannis play. That Giannis Antetokounmpo leg. So here's the situation. Some people may have been kind of concerned initially for Giannis because he had in the series 24 and 28. And his season average was 29, and he didn't shoot that well. But you can tell he looked at film, and you can see the adjustments that he needed to make for the Celtics for him to get to the basket, how they were guarding him, what angles he needs to take. And you can see that if you actually watched him put up to 42, he brought up some moves that he has in his repertoire, but he doesn't consistently use. So you can tell that he is mindful of how they were guarding. The least he's dropped in the series is 24. He also put up 28. So in that last game when he put up 42, he was 16 and 30 from the field and 1 and 6 from 3. So I don't think he puts up that many threes. They can't stop him from getting to the basket, or unless they want the role players at home just to kill him from 3. But even then, I feel comfortable with him getting at least 29 to tie, to get a 3-1 lead on the series, heading back to Boston. Okay, the line was saving for that. Drew Holiday, the line, they're starting to kind of catch up on Drew Holiday because they see that Drew Holiday can get buckets. I mean, I've been following Drew Holiday for a long time, so the least he's put up in the series is 19, and he shot horrible, 7 to 20 from the field, 1 to 6 from 3. I don't think he shoots like that again. Previous games, he put up 25 points, 8 to 20 from the field, 3 to 5 from 3. And the last game, he put up 25 points, 11 to 30 from the field, 3 to 10 from the 3-point line. And so on the season average, he averages 18 points on 50% from the field. He had a really good regular season. He's done really good from the 3-point line as well. 41% from 3, surprisingly, this season. So he's had a really good season. That's with Chris Middleton. We know Chris Middleton is out, and so we know that he's going to have to score a little more than he usually does. So I like him for just slightly over his season average and over the minimum he's put up so far in the Celtics series. Okay, so let's come back over to desktop number 3 again. Let's take a look at this game here. So, they have been really good without Ja Morant. So I did place a separate parlay on spreads games only. But I've seen him play really solid. I know this is different. But I've seen him play very aggressive defense, very solid basketball when Ja Morant's been out. Really good winning percentage, easily over 500. And with that being said, they're still in Golden State. Okay, so so I like the role players to still play really well in that series. Um, and that means that we have players who are going to get a little bit more loose than usual. Okay, so let's come over here and I'll share with y'all the second parlay here. And y'all tell me which parlay y'all like better in the comments. The first one or this one right here. Okay, so as I always say here, 3 legs, odds over 350, put up wager 45 for 202. I really like the Andrew Wiggins parlay. Okay, and that's pretty much what this is, mixed in throwing stuff here. But on a season per 31 minutes, Wiggins does for 17. Okay, 46% from the field, 39% from three. Really impressive there. Okay, in this series, he's put up 17, 16, and 17. And the odds is favorable for him to put up over at least 14.5. Okay. Teams are easily watching Steph, Jordan Poole play a little more because they can shoot lights out from three. Wiggins is athletic. He can get buckets. He's 6'7". I think he's a great fit in the offense. But in general, this playoffs, his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playoff games, he's put up 20, 12, 17, 16, and 17. He's been pretty consistent as far as the season average goes in the playoffs. And his minutes have been 37, 24, 34, 38, and 26. Okay. So I like him to keep getting minutes. And as far as rebounds go, he didn't rebound the ball really well last game, which led me to come bet on that line again. But if you watch him past playoff games, starting from the mega series, 9, 8, 6, 6, 5, 8, 9, and 3, which has been a little bit more than usual because on the season he averages 4.5, right? But I mean, I'm going to go with the trend here in the playoffs because definitely they're playing a little bit smaller with Poole being in the lineup more, occasionally sharing the court with Steph, so he has to crash the glass a little more as well. And Draymond Green's out guarding Jaren Jackson a lot more, who likes to shoot the ball. He's been hot from three too. That might be a sneaky ad for me. I'll pass on it. The only leg I'm questioning about here is Steph. I'm going to take for Steph Curry. 1, he's at home. Okay. 2, he shot in so far against the Grizzlies. He scored 24, 27, and 30. And the last game, he did not shoot well from three. 2 or 8 from three. Right. But in the playoffs, other than the first game in the first series with the Nuggets, he's put up 34, 27, 33, 30, 24, 27, and 30. He's actually had a really good sneaky playoffs. People really are kind of sleeping on that. If you want another steal, I'll probably also look at his the lines on assists because people tend to bet on Draymond's assists. But Steph is a sneaky solid passer. Those are my two parlays I want to share with y'all. Tell me what y'all think in the comments. Tell me if y'all think it's solid, or tell me if y'all think that y'all would craft a different parlay. If you don't mind, feel free to share in the comment. Subscribe to the channel and click the notification if y'all want to get up-to-date parlays that I'm placing. We'll be more than glad to have you in the sports community. We're that growing sports community, and we love talking sports and making money. So if you're betting today, good luck, and y'all take it easy.